Our working memory is like a sketch pad of consciousness, which is mostly under our control. We basically choose when to fill in our working memory and when to clear it out and forget about it. We can hold thoughts in our minds and wait until we have enough information in order to make a decision. For example, the prefrontal cortex of our brain is the main seat for our working memory. When we hold a thought in our working memory, we are under the impression that that thought is stable and it stays in our working memory. However, some most recent studies show that that is not the case. Rather, our memories and the information within the working memory seem to be blinking in and out of existence instead. Furthermore, these new studies show that when a memory kicks into existence, it appears to be riding on top of our brainwaves instead. Mostly in the prefrontal cortex, which is the seat of our working memory, this interplay between beta waves and gamma waves appear to be mostly relevant and apparent, where lower beta frequencies seem to be working as a gate into and out of the working memory. And the gamma higher frequency waves appear to be the ones that collect information from our sensory system. In other words, the lower beta frequencies appear to work like a switch that can help us switch from one thought to another. And here is where the new model comes. Traditionally, for the working memory to be able to do what it's supposed to do, the information needs to come in and stay there for a short period of time so that brain can process it. Traditionally, we were under the impression that this information that comes into the working memory is stable, is there all the time. However, with these new findings and this new model approach, it appears that the beta waves, which are the lower frequencies, are the ones that work like a switch of some sort that can help us to go from one thought to another, and we kind of switch our thinking. And so these findings support the hypothesis that the beta waves appear to control what goes in and out of the working memory, and it helps us with our being conscious about a thought going in and out. And that is where these lower frequency appear to control what goes in and out of a working memory. It is as if these lower beta frequencies appear as a brake as to what thought and information comes in that will then eventually influence our behavior based on that thought, which is with millions and millions of neurons within our brain, we tend to create and produce a lot of electrical signals from us. These electrical signals in turn create brain waves that each vary in frequency. Earlier studies have also shown that gamma waves that are on higher frequencies appear to encode and retrieve information that comes in from our sensory systems. Furthermore, interestingly, it appears that gamma and beta waves take turn in terms of how active they are. For example, at one time when gamma waves are extremely active, beta waves seem to be less active, and vice versa. All of these evidence over decades have led scientists to believe that beta waves appear to work as a control mechanism to be the gatekeeper as to what information comes in, what information is read, and what information leaves out of the working memory. It is as if these lower beta frequencies have control over our conscious thoughts. And so as a result, the old model where we thought that the information stays stable in our working memory through the firing of neurons. The new model suggests that there are spikings of neurons that are controlled by beta waves, which are their lower frequencies, and they go in and out of consciousness. Other interesting findings from these studies was that gamma waves that were in control of encoding and retrieving information had more to do with when an individual had to identify an item at a visual level, whereas lower frequency beta waves appear to carry information about the past experience of the item. Also, these findings showed that beta waves appear to be more produced from the lower and deeper level of the cortex, whereas gamma waves were produced from more of a superficial layers of the cortex or of the prefrontal lobe. While all of these findings and new models are extremely exciting, they are definitely open the door for future studies that has to do with brainwaves. For example, now scientists are interested in knowing, are there other brain function mechanisms that are being controlled and or interplayed with brain waves frequency, such as, for example, attention. Also, other questions that come to mind is that why is it that humans' working memory is so limited in capacity? Why is it that we can hold only a few thoughts at a time? We know on many occasions the fact is that we tend to overload our working memory, which sometimes appear to affect our capability of decision making negatively. In the scientific world, when we start our work, we always start with questions. And we tend to conduct experiment, get some findings, but we also always end up with questions. So all these findings have given birth to new questions, and so we are extremely excited to be continuing our work further in the future.